Hey everybody, Catherine Lance, love you. Harley Dow, my brother, love you brother. Hey Joyce, Jennifer Wheeler. It's Monday. Monday's out of the books. Guys got Monday knocked out. It's over. Now we can just concentrate on the rest of the week, right? Hey Tammy, love you. Joseph, I love you brother. Jenna Sherrard. There's your. How you doing tonight, Jenna? Arlen, is that how you say your name? I want to say it right. Arlen Latour. I hope I didn't butcher it. I pray I didn't. I apologize if I did. Hey Ricky, what's up, brother? Hey Dawn. Liz St. Pierre. Angie Markham. June. How are you doing tonight, June? Lucy Jane. Heather Tidmore. Drew. Yeah, that'd me. That'd be me. Hey, Ellen. Renee Cooper. Love you. Amber Marshall. Hey. Amanda Jackson. Hey, Chelsea Circle. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Let's get this out there. Let's get this out there. Somebody tonight might need to hear a little message of hope, inspiration. You know, I'm going to go somewhere tonight where we don't want to go. That's why I titled this video, Let's Go Somewhere We Don't Want to Go. Woo-wee! We're going to go some places where we don't want to go. Why? I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go some places that we don't want to go. Hey, Paula. Drew Squad, huh? I love all of you guys. Hey, Jamie Minnick. Love you. Let me get this out there, guys. Do me a favor. Let's get it out there. Let's create some awareness. Let's play our part. Let's help some people tonight. Let's give it to God, and let's help some people tonight. I don't have very many announcements. I got one announcement, and that's it. And then we're gonna get this show on the road. Let's get this out there. Like I said, something tonight. I hope I get somebody's week started on a good note because of this video. You know, I prayed hard on this video, and I think it's a very important video because it's really going to take you from being sick to getting well. Okay, this is where I crossed the threshold from being very sick to finally, you know, putting myself into position into getting well. One announcement before I get started, and it is simply that I will be speaking in Elkhart, Indiana. If you're in Indiana area, northern Indiana, or even Michigan, Illinois, if you want to come over from Ohio, I'll be speaking in Elkhart, Indiana on December 5th. It's a Thursday, 6 p.m. I probably will go live. Yeah, I'll go live. But if you're in the area and you want to come see me in person, speak in person, I'll be speaking December 5th in Elkhart, Indiana. The Stronger Than Addiction meeting, and that I've posted the event. You can scroll down, find it. If you need the address, if you're in the area and want to come and you need the address, you can message me on this page and we will get you the address. So I've been waiting for you to come on here all weekend. You inspire me. Well, Melanie Heist, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. You guys say some really, really kind things to me. All right, guys, we're gonna go some places tonight where we don't want to go, right? You know, we stayed sick for as many years as we were out there in active addiction. That is a fact. We were all sick, suffering. We were all miserable. That is a fact, okay? Now, when I came into recovery, my sponsor, the amazing man that I get to call sponsor, got to spend some time with him this weekend. He came up here from Florida and got to spend some time with him. We were talking a little bit about this, and we're going to talk about, you know, where I crossed the threshold from when he came into my life and to building myself into the man I am today. You know, what he told me is that we will never get better if we stay in our familiar area, right? If we stay where we know, we're never going to grow. That didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it just happened to rhyme. What that basically means is that if you're going to stay in your comfort zone, that we call an active addiction, that despair, that destruction, that agony, that pity, with that self-pity. Ooh, that's a huge one. Self-pity. I felt so sorry for myself for as long as I was in active addiction. Poor Dru, right? Poor Dru. Now, I'll tell you what, when I started to grow and how I decided to get better in my own life, in my own recovery, was when I was willing to go places I wasn't ever willing to go. You know, there's been so many times throughout my life where I could have taken myself to the next level, but I refused to do that because I was so familiar with that active addiction of despair and destruction that anything outside of that wasn't a possibility in my mind. Why was it? Why wasn't it? Why would we want to stay sick and suffering, right? Why is that? People ask, well, I hear all the time, if your life was so bad and you were so miserable, Dru, you talk about when you were in your active addiction, you always talk about being in destruction and despair. If your life was so bad, why did you not do anything about it? That's a cold shot. But I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't do anything about it because I was scared to come outside and show the world who I really was. You know, behind that mask that we all hide behind in active addiction. You know, I was very familiar with that. The familiarity. We won't grow in familiar. We're never going to grow in familiar. That is a fact. If you want to get a good life, guys, and I try to be as transparent and genuine with all you beautiful people. If you want a good life, you're going to have to go places that you've never wanted to go. Ever. That fear. It is so scary. Oh my God. It's scary. It's really scary. But let me tell you something. And Victor, he said, what do you want to do? You want to be 75 years old, Dru, sitting on the front porch of your house, sick still because you were scared to get into what deep down in your heart, what you knew you needed to get to, but you didn't? Do you want to have that woulda, coulda, shoulda? Do you want to be that addict that said, I woulda, coulda, shoulda? And let's get honest here, right? You may not get a chance to even think woulda, coulda, shoulda. You might be in the ground. Right? You might be in the ground. Because as we know, the disease that we carry kills thousands and thousands of people yearly. And that number is drastically rising every year. I had to go put myself in a position of extreme vulnerability. Okay, now I'm basically just butt naked, scared to death, feel like the whole world's staring at me like I'm some kind of freak. But the moment I decided to do that, is the very moment my life shifted. And the more I found myself willing to do things that I just didn't want to do out of fear, out of judgment, out of criticism, out of a lot of pain. I'm not going to overshadow the amount of pain that each and every one of us have had to experience through our active addiction. I will never overshadow that, guys. I won't. I know how much pain. I know what the pain it caused me. I know the pain that caused my mother and my children. I know the pain, believe me. We all know pain. And that's the dangerous thing. We all know pain so much that it's so familiar that we keep ourselves stuck in it. That good life of joy and happiness and something meaningful. See, those things are unfamiliar to each and every one of us. They're very and we don't want to go in unfamiliar territory. That uncharted water that I speak of a lot of times, you know, that blind leap of faith. But here's what I want to tell you now. We come into recovery, and then we're told that you hear people, you're like me, saying, oh, you got to go places you don't want to go. You got to tap into things that you don't want to tap into. But let me tell you something. You have already made the biggest unfamiliar, uncharted water move that you could possibly make. You made the move to recovery. Don't sit there and tell me you're not willing to get scared. You are. Don't tell me that you're not willing to get vulnerable. You have already proven to me that you will. You're in recovery today because you decided to go into uncharted waters. Don't tell me I can't. Because I know you can, because you've already proven it. Each and every one of you have already taken the first step. The hardest step. The most fearful step. You've went there. You've proven that you can. Being that I work a 12-step program, okay? I work 12 steps. There's where I found something that these steps that I work, 12-step fellowship, as I got into these steps and I got into I really, really decided to work these steps. We all come up, like I said, I'm not gonna go too much into the steps tonight, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about the fourth step, okay, the inventory step, the step that a lot of people are scared of, fearful. Don't want to do it because, of course, when you got that pen in your hand and you got that tablet and you got to sit there and you got to write down all that grimy shit that you did in active addiction, what people did to you, and all the stuff that's happened, you got to write those lists, that inventory. It gets really, really real, and it gets very, very uncomfortable. Because I'll be honest, I didn't want to sit there and look at something that I did terrible with somebody. I already knew it. Okay, I knew in my heart, in my mind, what I had done to people in my active addiction, and I didn't want to think about it. Didn't want to talk about it. I know I did it. Let's just move on. Move forward, right? You always talk about moving forward. Let's move forward. We can't move forward until we clean up the wreckage of the past. Because if you don't clean that up, it's going to be dead weight that you're going to be carrying around with you the remainder of your life and in your recovery. And that dead weight will suck you back. In order to cut ties and to cut that dead weight loose, you got to deal with it. You got to write it down. You got to inventory it. What part did you play in it? What did you do? What was your part in any of the devastation, destruction, and despair that you yourself put your life into? I'm going to tell you honestly, guys. No bullshit. When I realized what these steps really involved and the amount of work that they were going to take, I did not want to do them. I didn't want to do them. Because here I am again in uncharted waters, right? And here I have to bring up all that pain that I'd caused people. And, I'm going to be honest, authenticity is a beautiful thing. I'm trying to build you guys into your... Let's say it like this. I'm trying to build you guys on a solid foundation. Totally, absolutely authentic. Right? No fakeness about you in the least bit. No fake here. We're authentic today in recovery. We choose to be authentic. Whatever that may be. Who cares what the rest of the world thinks about you? You're authentic. You're real. You're genuine and transparent. Beautiful. That is beautiful to me. That is what life is truly about. Authentic. Because we were absolutely and totally the opposite of authentic in our active addiction. Come on, amen. We were fake as hell. I'm saying some words tonight, Father. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Fake as hell. We weren't real. We lived in a very unrealistic world. Active addiction was unrealistic. Living life on life's terms is realistic. And a lot of us, and let's going to be honest, right? We were scared to live our life in reality. For one reason or another. Whatever the reason that may be for you. Whatever the trauma. Whatever led you into your active addiction. Everybody's story is different. We all have different paths along our lives. We all have our reasonings, and in acquiring this disease of addiction, whatever that may, whether that be trauma or whether that be peer pressure or whatever that may be, how you decided to put the drug in your body the first time. Ultimately, our stories all end the same, right? They ultimately all end the same. In destruction, despair, insanity, broken, beat down, disgusted. I could keep going on. I could keep going on. Our stories all end the same when it comes to our active addiction. Now, when we come into recovery, our stories don't all are the same. Yes, we all acquire blessings, all right? And we all, start getting things in life. I'm talking, we all start acquiring things, when we get into recovery. But let me tell you something. Our stories will not all end the same in recovery. It depends on what you're putting into your recovery. How invested are you in your recovery? I see people all the time who are gung-ho from the gate. Bam, out the door they go. They're all into it. They want to get to those meetings. They want to work these steps. They call their sponsor. They get those jobs, and they're all about it for about 2-3 months. And then all of a sudden, something changes. Something just, I don't know what happens. Something shifts, and they stop going to so many meetings, and they stop calling their sponsor as often as they probably should, and they start calling into work. Right, and they slip, and they ultimately go back out. What changed? See, I knew when I came into recovery that this was my last chance at life. I got clean at 42 years old. I was a little bit later in life. I'm a slow learner. What can I say? I think, and I don't want this to be true, but sometimes I think this way. I think age is a really big contributing factor. I am so, when it comes to the people in their 20s that are getting clean, the men and women in their 20s, and I know some people in their late teens that are getting clean. It's crazy to think that way, but that's true. Okay, 20s. I envy any of you young people that are getting clean in your 20s. I envy you. Is it bad to envy? Yeah, it's one of the 7 deadly sins, but you know what? I envy that, and I'll tell you why I envy it. Because knowing what I know today, being the man that I am today, I pissed off 25 years of my life that I will never get back. One thing in your life that you can never get back is what? Time. We can never get time back. I pissed off 25 years. So when I see you beautiful young people out there trying to regain control of your life in your 20s, man, I love you for that. Gosh, you don't know. I don't know if you, I hope you know, but what you're doing in your 20s, coming into recovery, you probably stopped a lot of things, right? You stopped a lot of pain from your mothers and fathers and your children. You might have stopped a generational curse from where you won't pass this down to your children. I had to do some things I didn't want to do, guys. I had to get really, 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 I'm telling you, I'll be honest. I was a scared little boy when I came into recovery. 42-year-old scared little boy. Sure was. I was broken. I'm a broken man. Okay? But today I'm a broken man who's willing to try to heal. All right? Who's willing to get better. Who's willing to do whatever it takes at all costs. Just like I was willing to go and chase that dope sack and I went to any length to get that high, I got to bring that into my recovery. And I do each and every day. I wake up, I get on my knees first thing in the morning. I say my prayers to my God. I do my meditation. I get grounded. I get focused. Because I know I have to stay vigilant in my recovery. I got to stay vigilant. Because the first time that I just think that I get that mindset of, I got this. God, I got this. Recovery, I got this. The first time I start thinking that way, the disease that I have in my head is going to say, got you, Drew. Got you. You think you got this? Okay. Let me show you how much you don't. I enjoy the life I have today. I love my life. I look forward to waking up each and every day, regardless of what adversities I have to get through that day. I enjoy my life today. I've never loved life more than I love life today. And it's really surreal that I've gotten myself in a position to even think that way, guys, because I was at one time in my life, I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to live. I don't know if I would necessarily, I contemplated suicide, I don't know how many times in my active addiction. And I don't even necessarily know that I wanted to die. I just know I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't know how to live. I felt like a failure because I didn't know how to live life without drugs. I didn't think it was possible for somebody like me to live their life without drugs. I bought into the lie. You guys hear me talk about the lie all the time, and I'm getting ready to do a 3-video series about the lie. It's going to be called The Lie. But anyways, I bought into that lie. That I was an exception. I wasn't one of the lucky ones, right? I wasn't one of the lucky ones who got to have a good life. I wasn't one of the lucky ones who got to enjoy their families and raise their children and be a productive member of society. I wasn't one of those people. I was that bottom-feeding junkie. There was nothing but a thief and a cheater and a manipulator and a liar and a con artist and just a scumbag. I was that person that was going to die with a needle in his arm under a bridge somewhere. I bought into that. And I lived that way because I did buy into it. Growth. So there comes a time in my life where I'm in recovery, and I'm thinking to myself a lot, and I got this sponsor that's always in my ear and always talking to me and always telling me, all right, okay, how far do you want to take this, Dru? Where do you want to take your life? How much do you want to grow? And I'm like, I took that obsession for the drug and I placed that into loving and wanting life. Okay, I am obsessed with living life. That's the key word, guys. I'm obsessed with living life. I'm not obsessed with merely existing. Okay? I'm not obsessed, and that's exactly what each and every one of us were doing in our active addiction. We weren't living our life. We were merely existing. Broken and beat down individuals, hollow shells of the people that God has always wanted us to be. And I throw God in there because without God's saving grace, none of this would be possible for Dru. None. Not 1 ounce of progress would have ever been possible without God's saving grace. Amen? I give him the glory, and he gets the credit. And I'm telling you right now, I will never deny God in front of man ever again. I did for many years. I blamed God. I blamed him. It was his fault. He didn't love me. If he loved me as much as that Bible said he loved me, I would have never had to go through all the pain and crap that I went through, right? This is the power of God. I use myself as an example of the power of God. You would have never, ever heard me talk about God in public 4 years ago. Ever. Never. Never. To go from that man to this man, there's not a person on this planet who is never going to be able to tell me that there's no God. Okay. Okay. This is one thing about this thing called recovery is that we can't do this alone. I can't do recovery without God. I can't do recovery without each and every one of you. That's the difference from active addiction and recovery. See, in active addiction, we're a very isolated people. If you're like me, I kept myself locked behind a bathroom for 25 years. I came out when it was dark out. I made my moves, got my dope, did my thing at night, and basically I was a vampire. When the sun started coming up, I was back inside. Very not social individual. Very isolated individual. Very by myself. Suffered in silence. I suffered in silence. That's not what we do in recovery today, right? We voice what's on our hearts and our minds. We do this and we fight this battle together, side by side. Nobody more important than the next. How did I get myself to where I'm at today? Because I fought for it. And I didn't stop fighting. On the days that I wanted to give up, I had to fight more. You know, I get emotional sometimes because this topic is huge, guys. This topic tonight is gonna take you to the next level. That was the biggest aha moment of my entire life. When I finally put myself in a position of absolute fear and uncertainty. You want this for the rest of your life? If you want this for the rest of your life, you love the life that you have today, if you want it, and you want to keep it, and you've gotten some things that you haven't got down in there, and you just know they're in there, you just haven't dealt with them, you don't want to talk about them, you're kind of like me. If you're like me, if we don't talk about it, they're just going to magically disappear, but we all know that's some bullshit, right? Because, you know, problems, originally, what brought me into active addiction, I didn't deal with stuff in the trauma that I went through in my life, and if we don't deal with our stuff, eventually, they will resurface again. And they will come back at you with a vengeance. Man, I can't express to you guys enough how important it is to get in there and just, you know what? We all have a lot of ugly inside us. We all have a lot of nasty inside us. We do. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. And it's okay to not be okay. So much fear is involved in recovery. So much uncertainty. And so much confusion. And to say that recovery is easy, we all know that's totally not true. But you have to be willing to do it. You can hide behind the fear and keep yourself in your familiar territory. And you'll stay there. And you'll stay stuck. And you'll stay sick. That's a fact. Or you can do like the topic of tonight's video. And let's all go somewhere we don't want to go. And watch how your life changes. You know, my mother and father and Dad, I love you. For as many years as I was out there in my active addiction, tried to tell me over and over and over and over and over, and of course that what they were telling me fell on deaf ears, obviously. They tried to preach into my mind and into my heart the value of my life and how important that I was to this world. You know, my mom's huge on saying that God don't make junk. Mom, if you watch later, I love you. God don't make junk. God don't make mistakes. Mom kept saying, God don't make mistakes. That's my mom. God don't make mistakes. You're here for a reason. Each and every one of you are here for a reason. What that reason is, that's going to be between you and God to figure out. You know, recovery is a process. It's a journey. It's not about the destination. It's the journey. And what you acquire along the journey. We can't be bubblegum repairing our lives anymore. And that's why you're in recovery, is because you got forced into it, or you're doing this because courts made you do it, or you're doing this because of some kind of probation or whatever. Maybe, you know, I'm just gonna be honest, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna get off probation and you're gonna go back to what you've always done. I say it all the time, and I'll say it again tonight. I'm not the smartest person in the world, by any means. I'm not stupid, but I'm not the smartest man in the world. If I can figure out this chaotic mess of what's inside me, deal with it, handle it, and want to move forward with my life, I swear to God, each and every one of you can do it as well. It's been written. It's already been written. It's in your life. It's been written by God. You are going to have an amazing life because you decided to regain control of your life, because you decided to go somewhere you didn't want to go, right? You came into recovery. And let's get honest. The scariest thing I ever did in my life was say, I'm done. I'm done. God has already spoke greatness into your life. He already has. It's going to require work from each and every one of you, but God has spoken greatness into your life. Who are you to deny God? Who are you, who are any of us to deny what God wants for our life? And He has always wanted us to live, not exist. He has always wanted us to love our fellow brothers and sisters. What each and every one of us have in common is this disease. But we also have a connection with one another. That connection of, you've been where I've been. And you felt what I've felt. And you understand. You understand. You know? All I ever wanted was for somebody in my active addiction was to understand what it is I was dealing with. I needed that. I wanted it. I craved it. I found that. I found my answer in God. And find my answer in a 12-step fellowship. I found my answer in humanity again. Get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Right? Get uncomfortable. So what if you're uncomfortable for a little while? Let's start thinking of the end result, right? End result, great life. Uncomfortable in the middle, yeah? Is it gonna suck? Yes, it's gonna suck badly. You're gonna want to give up. Don't. You're gonna want to back down. Don't. You will never get there if you don't try. You can think it for years and years and years and years. And I thought it for years and years and years. Nothing ever happened, stayed stuck. The thing about recovery, application needs applied. You got to move your feet. You got to keep it moving forward. And you got to go places that the average person in the world would never truly comprehend. I did it. I did it. I'm here today. I use myself as an example. I'm an example that this does work. It will, and it continues to work. Guys, I've been going through some stuff in the last couple months, but here I am today. I've never been more happier. I got people around me who love me, who care for me, who believe in me, who don't quit on me. And just like them, I won't quit on you. I won't give up on you. I won't turn my back on you just because you're dealing with some stuff. I answer messages. I answer phone calls. It seems like that's all I do. Because I believe in you. You know, I was talking to a young man today. And I don't know, it blows me away. First thing he answers, I answer the phone. And the guy's like, I don't give any names for obvious reasons. He said, I was watching one of Dru Hicks' videos, and I don't know why people find it so hard to believe that when you call Dru Hicks' phone, that Dru Hicks answers. And when he realized he was talking to me, he started crying, you know, and then it was a very emotional conversation. And we talked for like 20 minutes. And, you know, I felt his brokenness. I felt his pain. You know, I'm always constantly reminded, you know, by so many people that I help of that pain. Because they reach out to me at the worst in their life. And I remember, it keeps me grounded. Okay, it just reminds me of where it is that I have fought myself and the hell that I fought myself to get out of. I keep those memories in my mind, guys. I'll never forget the last time I stuck a needle in my body, ever. I'll never forget that day. I stayed sick because I stayed in what I believe was familiar. I never was willing to get better because I was never willing to put myself in a position of anything unfamiliar. Recovery was unfamiliar. Living a life without drugs and alcohol was very unfamiliar. Happiness was unfamiliar. Joy, a life of any kind of meaning, all these things were unfamiliar. Doing the next right thing, right? We did so much crap in our active addiction, but doing the next right thing today is a huge part of my life, and it should be a huge part of your guys' life. A lot of growth of doing the next right. It's not easy to do the next right thing because you know what? We're all human beings, right? And we all fall short, and our humanness wants to take over. I'll say it like this. Just because we have all arrested our disease doesn't mean the addict is not still in our brains, and the addict wants to come out, and we want to break bad on people sometimes, right? We're not those people today. We don't have to live our life that way, and so we have another choice. We have a conscious choice in how we react to situations today, right? But you're going to have to start somewhere, right? You're going to have to start somewhere. Where are you starting? You're going to start with the stuff that feels like I'm okay to deal with this stuff, right? I mean, I can handle telling people about this, or I can show this much. You know, I pride myself on being transparent. If I can see through you, then I love you. Okay? Even if I can't see through you, I love you. But if I could see through somebody, I know that person has done some work. I know that person because it's not easy to show the world who we truly are as people. And what it is that we have done to other people. It's not easy to be that way. It's not easy to be transparent and to be genuine. Because we're out of fear of judgment. Out of fear of being criticized. I'm just so happy that I finally was willing to do it. Finally. After so many years, I was finally willing to, you know what? Take me as I am, world. Take me as I am. You like me? You like me. You don't? I'm still good with that. Because I love me. Take me as I am. I don't live my life today in fear of judgment. I don't. You know, what I tell myself is if I keep being the man that I am today, maybe more people will catch on. Okay? Maybe more. You know, I try to be an example to other men in recovery because I used to be that dog, guys. A lot of the men that are watching me now, guys, I was a dog. Treated women like shit. Neglected my children. I was a dog. Try to be an example to men that we don't got to live our life that way, guys. We can validate women's feelings and emotions as an equal. As an equal. And honestly, when I think about what my mother has done for my father's life and what she's done for my life, I hold her on a little bit higher pedestal than me. You know, and then when it comes to being a father, when I was not a father for so many years, you know, when it comes to being a dad, you know, I was telling Chloe, you know, I gotta be the standard from which my daughter will eventually judge all men. You know, I try to be that standard that, you know, I'm not your typical father. I joke around with my kids. I probably shouldn't cuss as much in front of my kids as I do, but I'm working on that. But I'll tell you right now, I love them. I love them so much, and I am constant in their life. Present. 24/7. All my daughter Chloe's ever said, she's like, Dad, the only thing I ever wanted from you was your presence in my life. I just wanted you to be there. I didn't want all the gifts. I didn't want all the toys. I didn't want all the nice things that all the other kids in the neighborhood had. All I wanted for you was to be there. But in order for me to get anything that I've just said to you guys, in order for me to become a dad and a son and the man I am today, I had to get and take myself and put myself in places and go places that I didn't want to go. It's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. But the reward, it's the reward. Hey, Sarah Lockridge. I love you guys. Please let me know in the comment section what you felt about the video. I love you. I love you all very, very much. You know, I'm here for each and every one of you. I pray I got your week started on a good note. I pray that tonight's video touched somebody's heart. And if you're out there tonight still in your active addiction, and you're broken, and you're lost, and you're just frustrated, and you have nowhere to turn, you don't know who to call, you can call me. I answer my phone. And when you call my number, Dru answers the phone. You know, I'm here for each and every one of you. You know, and I know how scary the process of going from active addiction into recovery truly is. I understand. I felt that pain at one time in my life. I've been in those situations. You know, I was a very sick man. If you need me, I'm here for you. Message me through this page right here. Or you can call me. I'm sure Tori has put my phone number in the feed a couple times already. Tori, I love you. Catherine Lance, I love you. Harley, I love you. Joseph, I love you. My beautiful dream team. I love them all very, very much. I've gotten so close to them, you know, and so, and they're all here for you. We don't suffer in silence anymore. It's just not the case. I'm here for you, and I love you all. Please let me know how you felt about the video in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from, guys. I like seeing you guys spread it all across the country and all around the world, you know. God has blessed me with a following that reaches totally around the world, and that's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing, and I love each and every one of you, whether you're over in New Zealand, Australia, United States, Canada, Mexico, you know, Russia, China, South Korea, South Africa, all the way up to Iceland. Just know I love you. Just know that I'm here for you. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you guys, because I know the amount of strength that it takes to battle this disease each and every day. Let me give a few shout outs. There's well over 100 people on here tonight. I may not say your name. If I don't say your name, it's not because I didn't see it. It's just because Facebook only shows me so many people. So, I love you. I'm here for each and every one of you guys. Let me say some names. Say Robin Marie Garber. Thank you for being here. Love you. Cassie Hyde, Bluffton, Indiana. Love you, Cassie. Harley Dow, brother, you know I love you. Hey, Kathy Alexander. Shelly Etheridge, Georgia. I know where you're from, Harley, over in Iowa. Renee Cooper, love you. Amanda Marie, I love you. Jennifer Wheeler, love you. Christy Johnson, love you. Evelyn, West Virginia, baby. I already know where you're from, Evelyn. Liz St. Pierre, good night. Thank you for being here. Hey, Deanne, love you. Cassie Caldwell, good night. I love you too much. Catherine Lance, love you. Mandy Harrison, thank you for being on here tonight. Ellen, thanks for your adamance. We love you so much. Does that say Corrine? Corrine? Is that how you're saying it? Corinne Saunders? I hope I said that somewhat close. From Vermont. Look at this family. We're spread all across this country. Guys, this is God. Brought us all together. Tanya, how do you say your name? C's? Did I say it close? Says, you are amazing and very inspiring to many. I know you help me keep adding day after day to my recovery. Thank you. Tuning in from Austell, Georgia. Okay, thank you so much, Tanya. That was beautiful. Mandy, love you. Let's see here. Tori, you know I love you. Larissa Ford, Indiana Strong. Hoosiers, let's ride out. Larissa, let's ride out. My fellow Hoosier, Indiana Strong. Have a great night, Dru. Love you. Leslie Porch, love you too. Bethany Hall, thank you for being here. I love you. Alice in France. Angie Markham, Panama City, Florida. Jared Sheets, have a great one. Thanks for the message. Pleasure's all mine, brother. Keep moving it forward, brother. I'm proud of you. Karen Hembeck, California. Well, on my video, we call California Singapore. If you wonder why I say that, ask Catherine Lance. Kathy Tucker. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for being here, Kathy. Stephanie Wagner, Illinois. What's that say? Gara Hall Armstrong? Did I say it? Gara? Love you. Prayers for my daughter. I'll be praying for your daughter. Absolutely. Thank you, Lord, for using Dru to speak to us. Tiffany, how do you say your name, Tiffany? Dechand? I don't even know. I just totally screwed your name up, and I apologize. Thank you, Lord, for using Dru. Well, absolutely. Thank the Lord. Absolutely. It's all God. Cody Smith. What's going on, brother? Thank you for being here, man. Love you too, brother. Let's see here. You guys are amazing. I love each and every one of you guys. Do me a favor, guys. Share this video out. Throw this in every group that you belong to. 10 groups. I challenge you, each and every one of you, to share this to 10 groups tonight. Somebody tonight needs to get this week started on a good note. We are going into the holiday seasons. And I try to grab as many people before the holidays actually hit. Because, man, we sink into a depression over the holidays, guys. We truly do. You know, people who are already in their active addiction, I try to pull as many out before Thanksgiving and Christmas because, you know, statistically, and I don't like to go by statistics, but they say we deal with more overdose deaths between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day than we do the whole year combined. So, you know, somebody tonight needs to hear this. So I challenge you all to share it to at least 10 groups. I challenge you. Challenge you. Let's get the word out. Let's create some awareness. I love each and every one of you guys so much. You know, I'm here for each and every one of you. If you need me, you can get hold of me right here through this page right now. I hope you guys wake up tomorrow, another day, and understand how blessed and beautiful you truly are. And how worth this fight you truly are. You're all amazing, beautiful, living, breathing, walking miracles. Amen. I hope to see you guys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys haven't seen it already, I will be going live on Thursday night, Wednesday night with Derek Diem, and then Thursday night I'm going live with Casey Makes Music. You guys have all heard his music. He's a talented, beautiful man, really good, truly good friend of mine. Reached out, Casey and I have been talking, and Casey's going to come on live at 8 p.m. on Thursday, and I've already created an event for that. So please go down and like or click that you're going. You'll get notified when I go live with Casey. And Wednesday, I go live with my boy Derek Diem. We're going to be talking about a specific topic that's kind of taboo to talk about, but it's a very real thing in recovery, and I think it needs to be discussed. And so Derek and I are going to come on here and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to try to create some growth and create some awareness about it. So I love each and every one of you guys. I am here for you all. With all that being said, I love you. You already know. Clean and sober. That's what's up.